Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, and we are hot and heavy on hawks this morning. They are out with a vengeance. They are circling. They are trying to get to my chickens today, or to my colony of sparrows. So, one of the young has decided that this is a target feeding spot, and so I've got to do something. And one thing I am going to do to be proactive today is try to catch Oliver and get Tut back out here, because Tut is a much better protector. He knows how to work my signals a little better, and it's not Oliver's fault. It's just because Tut and I have better communication when it comes to problems, such as when the fox came. I had put him up for a while to give the girls a break because some of them were going through molt. And as soon as I did that, the fox was on it. Now, not to say that the fox was waiting for me to put, the rooster up or anything, but it just so happened that there was an attack right after I put him up. I mean, I don't know. So I need to switch them out today. Um, Oliver was roosted in the top of the goat barn, so I couldn't grab him up at night. He's been getting up on the top. We have a cat coming through at night, and I don't know if that's who got into the eggs the other night, but something got into the eggs the other night, so I'm closing up the goat barn at night. I need to go get Lily, bring her out here. I got a lot to do. Grow barn, I bought a table to put in there, and I forgot that the playhouse, or it is a playhouse. It was bought as a prefabbed playhouse, but I've used it as a brooder barn. I've used it as like an office, and now we're going to turn it into a grow barn. Um, but the door is not a standard door size. And so I wasn't even thinking about that. When I carried my table up there, I was like, it's not going to fit. So my husband very begrudgingly took the top off and put it back together inside the building. So that's there. I will be showing you these two tables that I got from Farm and Home. I'm just, every time you hear me stop, it's because there's a hawk calling. There's one calling this way. When I stop talking, it stops. And then there's one sitting right over here somewhere in that group of trees over there. And then there's another one that's like, so it's the three. I mean, it has to be. So anyway, done with hawk. So I'm ready to start showing you what I'm going to be doing in my grow barn. I am so excited to grow food in the wintertime to see what we can grow. It's more of an experiment than anything. We know that we can grow greens. We know that we can grow all of those things. But when you tell me I can't grow a tomato or I can't grow a pepper, what are the things I'm going to try to grow? I'm going to try to grow those. I'm going to try to grow some zucchini, things to feed us through the winter. And that's my whole goal. That's the goal. Okay, so what am I going to talk about? There's a word that I hear thrown around a lot by MAGA: indoctrination. Indoctrination. They are indoctrinating our children through the public school systems. First of all, let's go with the definition of indoctrination. Okay? I'm going to read it to you. The process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs. Okay? So I never really get a true answer about the indoctrination. They never really go into specifics when they talk about it. So I'm going to ask a question. What is the indoctrination that they're speaking of? Is it being aware that there are other children who do not think, believe, dress, or feel the way you do? Being aware of other people. Is that indoctrination? Really? Being aware of people, what they have dealt with, what they're dealing with, how they feel, why they do what they do. That's indoctrination. Really? This is what I feel is indoctrination. Number one, unconstitutionally, and I'm going to read this, no Congress shall promote one religion over another. Okay? So, indoctrination would be bringing in the Bible as a book to be taught in public schools. That's indoctrination because the Bible is beliefs. The Bible is not relevant as fact unless you have faith. So bringing in the Bible to indoctrinate a religion to children who may be from another culture, religion, they might just want to know the scientific answers. So when you bring the Bible in and you start talking about Noah, okay, you're talking about this event in the Bible where the first time it ever rained, according to the Bible, that all of the water had come from the ground. There had never been rain, so people didn't know what rain was. Number one, that's crazy. There was never rain until the floods of Noah. Read your Bible. You're telling me there was never rain until the event of Noah. Okay, well, that's not the craziest part of it. The craziest part of it is putting all of the animals on the ark to save them from this flood. That animals came from all over. Well, did the dinosaurs get on the ark? I mean, because we have evidence that they lived. We have evidence that animals have changed through time. Wild horses used to have a cloven hoof, and they developed a single hoof. Sloths used to be huge, and now they're smaller because they didn't last too long as a big predator or a big animal for predators. I mean, that was like food, right? So the smaller the sloth, the better survival rate it had. So that's why sloths aren't the size of VWs anymore, right? VW bugs. They are smaller because the ones that were bigger weren't doing very good. Selective selection, right? Natural selection. Okay. Darwin's theory of evolution when he went to the Galapagos Islands can be proven, right? Okay, so that's fact. But Noah and the ark and the rain for the first time from the heavens, that's a belief. And the Bible is not relevant unless you have faith. And I do not think that you should be unconstitutional by pushing the Bible into public schools. I do believe that children need to be guided very strongly. And I also feel that they need to be aware that other people are not like them. Because this is why we have such a division, because we have a group of people who come from different backgrounds, who accept each other, who love each other, who work through the problems with each other, but still do what they have to do. And then you have a group of people who are white supremacists. They just don't understand that this country was founded not on Christianity, but it was founded on immigration. Now, you're okay with the white European nations coming in. You're fine with that. But you're not fine with the darker skinned immigrants. And you say you fear. So you're a fearmonger because you don't understand what's going on around you. Oh, I'm very aware of what's going on around me. Are you really? I have to laugh at that. Because indoctrination is teaching a belief. It is not having people be aware of the facts of what's going on in the world and in the schools. Something else I never ever hear these people talk about are all the school shootings. I've never ever heard anybody talk. They've talked about abortion, that's killing babies. They don't care about the woman's life. They don't care about the life of the child after it's born. And they never spoke about gun control and how all of these babies in our schools, our children, are being killed. I never hear that. Save our children. Save your own children. Teach religion to your children. Take your children to church. But don't put it in the school systems, because we are a nation of immigrants. We are not a Christian-based nation. And no matter how many times they say it, they will not go look up the facts of how we were created, a non-Christian country. Separation of church and state. No Congress shall promote one religion over another. So everything you're doing with Christianity in the public schools is unconstitutional. So now, why don't you address the gun violence in schools, all of the gun shootings? Because Alex Jones is going to lead you down the wrong path like he's been. Sandy Hook was a joke. It wasn't real. It was a red flag. It was an acting thing. And all of you that believed that, shame on you. We do need to protect our children. We need to protect our children from gun violence in schools, being taught that Noah had two of every animal on an ark, but they don't want to address evolution and the dinosaurs. And we have facts and we have proof, scientific proof. So when you talk about indoctrination, teaching the Bible is indoctrination. It is a belief. It's not a fact. Okay? Gun shootings are a fact. Kids that feel a different way than other kids, that's a fact. And to be a guidance counselor, I would definitely want that child to come to me so that I can make sure they're safe, they're protected, and they have the right people to talk to, as well as their parents. What's wrong with that? That's not indoctrinating anything. So be careful when you start talking about the children and education, because you're not talking about the shootings. You're not talking about putting a belief in a school that is not a fact. A belief that only is a belief with faith. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I got stuff to do.